Hello, I'm Seafood Lamar Davis II. I would like to welcome you to Volume 20 of my Jeet Complete instructional video series, Women's Self-Defense. In this tape, we're going to try to cover material that is extremely effective for women or men of smaller size to use in a street combat situation. To start off with, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the basic principles of self-defense that we advocate in Jeet Kune. First of all, whenever possible, you want to get your power side to the front. My right side is my power side. I hit harder with my right hand. I kick harder with my right leg. So whenever possible, I want to try to get that power side to the front. That's not always possible, but whenever I can, I want to get it there, like so. Okay? Now, most of the time when you're in one of these situations, you have no way of knowing where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing, how you're going to be dressed, whether there are going to be obstacles around you or not. So environment plays a big part in what we do here as far as self-defense. Okay, so whenever possible, I want to take that stance with my power side forward. However, I need to train to put my weak side to the front because I may be caught in a narrow walkway or between two cars, and I may be standing facing a car, and someone may approach from this direction, and I can't take time to assume a right lead. I may have to just, boom, go to a left lead, okay? But whenever possible, you want to put the right side to the front, so that you've got your most powerful side closest to the target, where you can cut out all wasted motion, all wasted energy with your initial attack. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is what we refer to as using the longest weapon to the nearest target. Okay, the longest weapon to the nearest target. My assistant in this video is David Tanner. David's going to join me right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about this idea of longest weapon to nearest target. Okay, on guard. Now, at this range, the longest weapon I have, of course, is my kick. The nearest target is his knee. So I want to kick him in the knee, okay? So from here, boom, kick to the knee. In this case, it's a side kick. I could have executed a hook kick. I could have executed a straight kick. At any rate, I used my longest weapon, my leg, to get at his nearest target, which was the knee. Okay, now if I'm a little bit closer, I have to take into consideration that I may be too close, I may not have time to kick. So I've got to get off a real quick, effective hand shot. Okay, so the longest hand weapon that we have is the Jeet, or finger jab, like so. You can either deliver it like this or like this. Okay? So, when I fully extend this strike, notice how much reach I can get from this position. This is the longest hand weapon that we have. So from here to here, I strike directly to the eyes, okay? Because the eyes are a practical target for the Jeet. The eyes and the throat. That's where we use the Jeet. If we're going to the eyes, the fingers are loose and separated, and the hand is angled slightly upward. If we're going to the throat, the fingers are pressed together like the tip of a spear, and we're thrusting right into the hollow part of the throat. Okay? All right? So this is what we refer to as longest weapon to the nearest target. The next thing I want to talk about is what we call the 4 ranges of combat. Okay, now, since this video is geared toward self-defense for women, we're not going to get into a whole lot of different techniques. We're going to especially stay away from techniques that require a lot of power and require a lot of strength. We're going to work on techniques that all they require is speed and good focus. In other words, speed in execution, good form, and the ability to hit your target. That's what we're working for here. Okay. The 4 ranges are kicking range, hand range, trapping range, and grappling range. Okay, so David is once again going to assume the on guard position. The first range I encounter is kicking range. The outer rim of this range is defined by the extension of my lead leg side kick. Okay? This is where kicking range starts. Then I go to punching range, boxing range, or hand range, where I can strike it with a finger jab or a punch. Okay, now from this point to what we call the grappling range, we have a range that is called trapping. Okay, we're not going to spend a lot of time on trapping on this tape, but I do want you to understand what trapping is. If I shoot a finger jab in and he defends, okay, he's got a block up here, this is an obstruction on the line. I wanted to get to the eyes, but I didn't make it because he put his hand up there and stopped me. So at this point, I can use a trap and go right on in. So let's say I close with a kick, I touch down, he defends, I trap, and go right on into the eye. One more time. Side up, kick, trap, and go right into the eye. Okay, that's what a trap is. That's what trapping range is all about. Closing off, shutting down, obstructions. Okay, then we go into the grappling range. Grappling is something that we're not going to get into extensively because some of these grappling movements require a good bit of strength. And they also require you to get in very close to the opponent, which is something you don't want to do in a women's self-defense type situation. Okay? In other words, a little closer. In other words, men may get into this range and go into what we call the side strangle. See that from another angle? Let's say David throws a punch. I parry the punch and come up under and go into this side strangle again. Okay? This works okay for men. But women, this is not the kind of thing that you really want to do. Okay? So we're going to stick to things that are practical. We're going to stay mainly in this kicking, hand, and trapping range. We will deal with grappling in the effect that we'll be working with. What if a man were to grab you? What if someone were to come up and just grab you? How would you deal with that? What would you do to get away? We will deal with grappling in that area, okay? But we will not be using grappling as part of our self-defense here. Okay. Whenever possible, you want to maintain a distance from your opponent, which we refer to as the fighting measure. The fighting measure is defined as the distance of the opponent's outstretched leg plus half a step or a full step. Okay? In other words, the distance where right now I can't kick him, but if I make a step, I can kick him. Okay? Right now he can't kick me, but if he takes a step, he can kick me. Okay? So this is the fighting measure. Just at that range where your opponent has to take a step to kick you, you have to take a step to kick him. That's the range that we're looking at there. That's the fighting measure. Okay, now whenever possible, you want to keep that much distance between yourself and your attacker. If your attacker starts aggressing towards you, and if you're not ready to defend immediately, you're better off to back up a little bit and kind of regroup. Okay? All right, so we want to try to maintain this fighting measure whenever possible. Unfortunately, most of the time, in one of these situations where a female would be required to defend herself, it would be taking place from a very close range. Okay, so that's another thing. In this tape, we're going to concentrate on a lot of close range attack and defense. Okay, but I want you to be aware of the fighting measure, what it is all about, and how to know whether you're inside the fighting measure or outside the fighting measure, okay? If you go inside, if you go beyond the outer rim, you should be on the attack, okay? If you're on the rim or on the outside, you should be moving around, preparing to attack or preparing to defend, okay? All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about what we call visual focus principles. When you're attacked, what do you look at? Okay, David's going to stand and face the camera in an on guard position. Okay, now, if David is your attacker, the area that you want to watch is this area right in here, right around the sternum, right around the solar plexus. This is what we call the central focus point or central focus zone. Okay, right here. Okay, this is our primary focus point. Okay, then we have secondary focus points. Those secondary focus points are the elbows, the knees, and the forehead. Okay? It is physically impossible for David to strike with his hand without moving the elbow. It just can't happen. The elbow has to move. It is physically impossible for him to kick or step forward without moving the knee. The knee has to move. Okay? Everywhere the body goes, the head goes with it. Okay? So the head will tell you right where the body is going, right where he's headed. Okay? Alright, so this is your primary focus point. The elbows, knees, and forehead are your secondary focus points. Thank you, David. Okay, now when you look at an opponent, you want to look right here. You don't want to look him in the eyes. You want to look right here. Why do you not want to look your opponent in the eyes? Okay, there are several reasons for this. One is what we refer to as the evil eye, sort of a psych out. In other words, if he is looking at you really mean, like he wants to tear your head off or something, you don't really need to be looking him in the face, okay? But then you can't just look down and forget about him either. Look right here, because he can make all the mean faces he wants to, but you're not going to be looking at his face, so it's not going to bother you. In fact, you can turn this against him, okay? All right, so this is where you focus, and you use your peripheral vision to take in everything around this point. Now, when you are about to engage in combat with someone, you want to take in everything from your lead foot to just above the top of their head. This way your peripheral vision is really working good for you, and anything that they try to do, you'll be able to see it immediately and hopefully either block it, parry it, or use a simultaneous attack and defense movement to take him out. Okay? Or simply intercept, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Okay. I want to talk to you a little bit now about vital targets. Okay, David's going to come in once again. Okay? Now, in a self-defense situation in the street, you want to do maximum damage in a minimum amount of time. Okay? In other words, punish the attacker quickly with as much as you can. Get out of there. Okay? Don't stand around. In other words, if you can get a quick kick into the groin and a quick finger jab into the eyes, get out of there. Don't hang around. Don't try to hang around and beat on them some more. Go ahead, get out of there. Okay, we look at the eyes, the throat, and the groin as our primary three targets. Our secondary targets are the nose, the solar plexus, and the knees. Okay? The nose, the solar plexus, and the knees. These 6 targets are your primary targets. Okay, so going from top to bottom. The eyes, the nose, the throat, the solar plexus, the groin, and the knees. Okay? These are your targets. This is what we're going to focus on in this tape. Okay. Now, whenever possible, you want to strike as quickly and as effectively, as ruthlessly as possible to one of these vital targets. Okay? You don't want to wait around. If someone's about to try to hurt you, try to hurt someone you love, someone you care about, you don't want to let that happen. The longer you wait, the more the chances are that something like that is going to take place. So go ahead, shoot the fingers into the eyes, kick them in the groin, kick them in the knee. Okay? Palm smash them in the nose. Hit them across the throat. Whatever it takes to end the situation as quickly as possible and get out of there. Okay? The one thing that you don't want to do is waste your time and waste your effort throwing attacks that don't do any damage. Okay? Remember, we want to do maximum damage in a minimum amount of time. So that's why we put so much emphasis on these vital targets. Thank you, David. Okay. Now, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the striking techniques, some of the actual striking movements that you're going to be learning, that you're going to be using And I'll demonstrate the strikes to the various targets on the body. And then after that, we're going to get into a little bit of what we call impact training, which is where you use a striking target to actually train to impact against something. So that helps you to increase your power and your focus on your target. Okay, all that when we come back. In this sequence, I'm going to show you some of the strikes that we'll be using, some of the things that you'll be working on, and I'm going to show you the targets that you're going to strike with these particular movements. Some of the targets will not be the exact targets that I described to you as being the 6 major targets, because there are a lot of other things outside those 6 targets that are still effective and will still be very useful to you. So you're going to see some of those things too. Okay, we're going to start off with a technique that's called a Jeet, or finger jab. It's a very simple movement. David's going to join me now. And I'll show you how this takes place. Okay. Turn to the left leg, please, David. Okay. Now, when I want to execute this finger jab, I'm doing everything from a stance, but keep in mind, it doesn't have to be from a stance. I can be right here and go into that finger jab just like I go into it from my stance. Okay, the idea is not to vary your path. This strike should be as simple and as direct as possible. So from wherever the hand may be, go right to the eye or eyes, okay? Now, you can either strike one eye with this, or you can strike both eyes. I would recommend going for both eyes, okay? Now, when we do this, I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, I couldn't do that to somebody. That's too cruel. I would blind them for life, blah, 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 blah. Okay, not so. What we're going for, we're going to just tap the eyeball. Just tap the eyeball with the fingertips. Okay? I'm not trying to drive my fingers deep into the skull. I'm just going to tap the eyeballs with my fingertips. Okay, now what this causes disorientation. The eyes water profusely. The reaction is to reach up with the hands and rub the eyes. Okay, now, when this person goes up with their hands to rub their eyes, the rest of their body becomes a punching bag or striking target for you. Okay? So that's why we like this finger jab so much, and that's why that's your first line of attack. Okay? So, whenever possible, just real quickly, just from wherever you may be at the time of the attack, just shoot that finger jab out. Try to take both eyes. Okay? Now you'll notice when I fire this that my hand is angled upward, like so. Okay? Not straight in, but upward. The reason for this, if for some reason I should strike too low, I can slide up into the eyes. If for some reason I should strike too high, I can palm smash the nose. Okay? So we angle the hand slightly upward when we fire the Jeet or finger jab into the eyes. Okay, the other type of Jeet or finger jab that we use involves pressing the fingertips together and forming a spear point with the fingers. Okay, now this thrust can either go to one eye or it can go right into the throat, firing for the hollow area, right in this area right here. Okay, so we're shooting in right to the hollow of the throat with the Jeet, or we can fire to the right eye or the left eye. Okay, so just pick your target and go for it. All right, that's the spear tip or spear hand finger jab. Okay, now let you look at the mechanics of this a little bit better here. Okay, from here, simply thrust, just straight out, straight back, straight out, straight back. Seen from the side, straight out, straight back, straight out, straight back. If your hands happen to be down here when you're attacked, whichever hand you decide to strike with, preferably your strong hand, just shoot it. Okay? Now, as it shoots out, the other hand should come up to here, prepared to defend. Okay? So if I'm just standing here and I should suddenly have to fire that finger jab, I'm going to be like this. This hand is going to come up, this arm is going to come up for defense. This is going to go out to the eyes, okay? Seen from the side, standing here like this, suddenly I'm attacked, okay? Left arm comes up to defend and cover. Right arm goes in with the strike, which is Jeet or finger jab. Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is what we call the claw hand, okay? In the claw hand strike, we use our curved fingers, much like a tiger when he claws, or a cat when he claws at something, rips at something, tears at something. Okay? So we're going to use our fingers like a claw. Our hand is going to become like the claw of the tiger. Okay? Now, when you use this claw hand, we have several primary targets for the claw hand. One is the face area in general. Okay? I can shoot this out and rip across the face. Chances are I can get one or both eyes with this strike. Like so. Okay? Now, as I strike, when I hit him, see what his natural reaction is? To turn away. If I'm striking in on this line, his natural reaction is to turn away. Okay? Now, when he turns away, he opens himself up to all kind of fun stuff. Okay? If I strike with a claw and he turns away, I can come right back into the throat. And it all takes place just 1, 2. 1, 2. I can strike here, then I can use another claw coming into the groin. Okay? Same basic tactic. Strike fast, strike hard, rip, rip, tear. Okay? So I can claw here and claw here. Okay? Another use of the claw is into the throat area. Okay? So if my attacker came up and tried to put his hands out like he's going to put his hands on, I could go straight into the throat with this claw. Notice once again, this hand, the rear hand or left hand, came up immediately to defend. So I'm shooting the claw right into the throat, bringing this hand up to defend. Now this hand is prepared to claw or strike in some other manner. Okay? So this is what we call the claw hand. Primary targets: the face, the throat, and the groin. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is a movement that we call the palm slap. In Jeet Kune Do, the Chinese terminology for this is jiao sao. Jiao sao means running hand. So what we're doing here is the running hand palm. Okay? What this looks like, once again, from the stance, just like this. Like so. I can also go low, like so. Guess what the target is for that? Once again, the groin. Okay. So when I use this strike, I'm going to take into consideration the position of my opponent. Let's go with right lead this time. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to take into consideration the position of my opponent. Okay, I can use this to strike to the jaw hinge. I can use this to strike to the ear. Or, if I've come in with a claw here and made him turn his face that way, I can come in here with a palm smash to the nose. Okay, so there we have claw, palm. Or claw, palm, coming the other way. Okay, when you palm smash that nose, it's very painful. Very painful. Okay, you're probably going to break the nose. It's going to cause a lot of pain, profuse watering of the eyes, and disorientation. These are the things we like in a street situation. Okay, as someone once said, these are a few of my favorite things. Okay, so this palm hook or palm strike, palm slap, however you want to call it, comes in either to the jaw, to the ear, or if he's turned to the side, to the nose. And once again, if his hands are up, I can come in to the groin. We use the thigh as a training target. In reality, boom, I'm going right into the groin. Okay? Now, that's the basic palm slap. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is what I refer to as a web hand strike. Okay? Web hand strike looks like this. I'm striking with the web of the hand, right between the thumb and the forefinger here. I'm tensing up my hand as I come in, and I'm going right into the throat with this strike. I'm striking upward and right into the throat. This is a very painful strike. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come just straight from where I am, up and into the throat. Boom, like that. Just up and into the throat. Very painful. A good time to do this is when somebody comes up from the front and starts to grab you or something. Okay? Once again, notice how I brought both hands up and I met his arms before he grabbed. Okay? A lot of people are always talking about, what do you do when somebody grabs you? Okay, let's say he comes up and he grabs me with both hands. He should have never gotten this far. If he's gotten this far, I was not alert, I was not aware. Okay? But still, if he comes in that far, I still got a lot of stuff I can do. If he's committed both hands to this, I can come in, check both arms, kick, okay? As I kick, that's going to cause him to lean slightly forward because I just shot to the groin. Now I can trap across, I can punch, I can palm, I can chop, I can drive this in, I can claw, I can finger jab. All kind of things can happen there. So the idea though is when he starts to grab, get it away from you right away. He comes in, get it away from you right away. Get it away from you. Okay, notice there's three ways of doing that. I come up the inside, I zone to one side, I zone to the other side. Okay, so I can either zone to one side or the other, or I can come straight up the inside. Okay? We'll talk about this a little bit more later on. But this strike is the web hand, and it goes right into the throat. Okay? Devastating strike. And from there, I can go right into that claw to tear. Okay? Very painful, especially if you women have nails. Very painful when you claw if you got nails. Be careful though, wouldn't want to break a nail. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is the thumb gouge, okay? This is where you hold the hand like so. It's like you make a fist and you press the thumb into the side of the hand and you extend the thumb, okay? This is useful into the eye. You can do two of them into the eyes as you rake like this, trapping the head, setting up for elbow. Okay, so I can go boom, 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 boom. Okay, like that. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so that would be use of a double thumb gouge, setting up an elbow. Alright? So, my target for this, of course, the eye, then right up under the jaw here. If I can shoot it in there, get a good solid shot right up under the jaw, very painful. It's good to get a release. If somebody grabs you, pop them right there, they should let go. If they don't, you didn't pop them hard enough or you missed your target. Okay, so that's the thumb gouge. Next thing I want to talk about is the hammer fist. Okay, this is where you make a fist and you strike with the bottom of the fist as if the fist had become a hammer. You were hitting with a hammer. Okay, targets for this hammer fist: the jaw, the nose, and the groin. Okay? The jaw, the nose, and the groin. Okay? Those are your three primary targets for the hammer fist. Once again, striking like a hammer. Just shoot it in there. To the jaw, to the nose, to the groin. A common use of this is when someone comes up from behind and attempts to grab, immediately angle and hammer straight back into the groin. Okay? Hammerfist. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is what we call a saw Jeet, which is sweeping fingers or finger fan, finger flick, as it's sometimes referred to. Okay, this is where I hold my fingers loose and just sling them like this, right across my attacker's eyeballs. Okay, very simple technique. Come a little closer. Okay, let's say David moves in and tries to grab. Right there. Okay. Shoot right across the eyes with the fingers. Just sling it like that. Okay. You practice this in the air. Just sling it. Okay. Just relax. Swing it out there. Do more damage than you think. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is one of the best attacking weapons for the female in a self-defense situation, the elbow smash. Okay? I can use my elbow in several different ways. I can go backward with it. I can go sideways with it. I can go upward with it. I can go across with it. And then I can go back across. I can angle up. I can angle down. Okay? I can go at a backward angle up. Okay? I can go downward angle, backward angle up. I can go upward angle, and then back down. Okay? Boom. You can come up, go straight back with it, fire it out to the side. Okay? So this is a very versatile weapon. The only shortcoming that this weapon has is the fact that you have to be in so close to use it. Okay? Because what you've got to consider is to effectively use my elbow, I have to be this close to it. Okay? I have to be this close to it. Okay? That's the only shortcoming. But the good thing about this is you're striking with a bone. It does not require any muscular strength whatsoever other than the strength needed to move the strike itself. Okay? Another good thing about this is it's a very powerful strike. Anyone can develop a good, solid elbow strike with a minimum amount of training. Okay, when we fire this elbow, we have a lot of targets, a lot of good targets for the elbow. If I'm going with a backward elbow, the solar plexus is a good target. If I'm going with an upward elbow, the throat or the chin is a good target. If I'm firing back from the side like this, the throat is a good target, or the jaw, okay, is a good target. Okay? If I'm facing him, I can fire into the jaw with it. I can fire into the nose with it. If I can deliver a palm smash and drive his throat back, drive his head back, I can deliver right into the throat with it. So I'm here, okay? I can, in close range, I can come up with it, and then I can come back down with it, okay? If he attacks, boom, okay? Notice what I did. I kind of parried him away with my lead hand. And the next thing I did, I checked it with my rear, and then brought the elbow in right over the top. This is devastating. Devastating technique. Okay, just parry, check, elbow. Okay, like so. Now from here, I can bring another one in right to the base of the skull. Another excellent target for the elbow. So we're here, 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 here. See how that one just comes around. Once again. Okay, like that. So the elbow is a devastating weapon. You should work on it constantly. Develop it. It can do a lot of good for you in the street. Okay? The next thing that we want to talk about is somewhat of a touchy subject in self-defense tapes is the headbutt. A lot of people think, won't you do more damage to yourself than you will your opponent using a headbutt? The answer to that question is only if you do it incorrectly. The correct area of the head to use for the strike is the top of the head, just above the hairline, up here, okay? Not here, not the forehead, but the top of the head, just above the hairline. This is where I'm going to strike. Now, what are the targets for the headbutt, and how do we train the headbutt, okay? The targets for the headbutt are the nose, the jaw hinge, and the temple. If you do not have a clear shot at the nose, the jaw hinge, or the temple, do not use the headbutt. Okay, now I pretty much have to be in close to use it. Okay, at this range, boom, I may bring it right into the nose. This goes in real well with the thumb gouge that we showed earlier. I may go with a double thumb gouge to the eyes, trap the head, headbutt the nose. And then we go back to the elbow that I just showed you. Bring the elbow across, like so. Okay, so there we have, a guy tries to grab me, I parry, thumb gouge, elbow, elbow, okay? So you notice the headbutt goes right in off the thumb gouge. Parry, double thumb, headbutt, elbow, elbow. Knee to the groin, and another elbow to the base of the skull. Which brings us to our next attacking weapon, the knee, okay? I can fire upward with it. I can fire inward with it. In extreme cases, I can go outward with it. So I've got upward, inward, outward, okay? Now, primary targets for the knee, the groin, and the solar plexus area. You say, okay, wouldn't it be impractical to come up to somebody and just try to knee them in the solar plexus? Okay, sure, that might be kind of impractical. But what if he came in with some type of attack, if he punched, and I came in, and I hit him, and I tracked him, and I bring this knee up on an angle, then the solar plexus is not such an impractical target. Okay, he may come in, I may go, boom, here, boom, see, and then go here. Notice how I use the pull on his body to move myself into the strike. Okay, notice how I just kind of leaped in there and nailed him with the knee. Alright, the groin is your best target, especially since he can get in real close, like he's trying to grab you, you know, like he's trying to choke you or something like that. Okay, first of all, shoot the thumbs into the eyes or shoot a finger jab into one eye or the other, and then thrust forward with the knee right into the groin. Okay? Train to react immediately boom, with the hands coming up, boom, the knee going out. Boom, immediately. Boom, okay? That's very good. Okay? Remember what I said earlier about if they get in and get the grab on you, you did something wrong. And what did you do? You weren't aware. You have to be aware, you have to be alert, especially the way things are out there on the street today. Okay, so that's a little bit about the elbows, the headbutts, and the knees. Now we're going to go into kicking. The straight kick is possibly the simplest kick to execute because you're just kicking straight up. If I'm square, just boom, just kick straight up. Practice it with both legs. Just kick, 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 kick. Just practice it so you can perform the kick with either leg. Okay? Primary targets are the knee and the groin. Okay? The knee and the groin. Okay. One thing that we're going to stay away from here is high kicks. High kicks are very impractical, especially in a street situation. Okay? So we're going to keep it practical. The knee, the groin. Okay? With a straight kick. Straight kick can come off of your lead leg, can come off of your rear leg. Okay, now we prefer to use it off the lead leg because that is most practical. Come over to this side now. Okay, another thing about the straight kick, because of its quickness, because of its directness, if we're standing here and David suddenly decides to attack, I can go right into his knee with that straight kick. Boom! First thing, stop and cold. Very damaging, very painful. Okay, now, The next thing that we want to put in there, hands come up, okay? Don't leave the hands down, hands come up automatically. Ready to descend, hands come up, okay? So, kick the knee, that's the straight kick going right into the knee. Hands come up, ready to descend, okay? The next kick we're going to talk about is the side kick. This is a good kick, it's a very strong kick, one of the most effective kicks in all the martial arts. One thing that we emphasize in Jeet Kune Do is directness in our kicks. The side kick is no exception to the rule. If David assumes an on guard position here, if I want to kick him in the knee, notice the line that the kick follows. Very direct. Notice that I don't go. Some styles teach that you have to chamber the leg to get power. In Jeet Kune Do, we don't get the power by chambering the leg. We get the power by using proper body mechanics and going straight in to our target with our kick. Okay, your primary targets for this side kick are going to be the shin and the knee. Okay, those are your primary targets for the side kick, the shin and the knee. The next kick we're going to talk about is the hook kick. Okay, that's in the right lead. Okay, David is in a right lead. Now, primary targets for this kick are going to be the inside of the knee, the groin, and in extreme cases, rib solar plexus height. So, the inside of the knee, the groin, and rib solar plexus height. Of course, if you're skilled, you can throw hook kicks head high, but that's not effective in the street. Looks good in movies, but we don't do that in the street, okay? We keep it practical. If he's in a left lead, my targets are the outside of the knee, the sciatic nerve, and if his arm is up, the kidney, okay? The outside of the knee, the sciatic nerve, and the kidney. Okay, now, we have a rear leg variation of this kick. If he's in a right lead, my target for this is going to be the outside of the knee or the sciatic nerve. I'm just going to go just straight in. Very simple kick. Just from right here, just boom. Notice my hands are up. Okay? Hands are up. Boom. Okay? It's a very damaging kick. If you've ever been kicked or hit in the sciatic nerve, you know what I mean. Very damaging kick. He's in a left lead. Okay? I could step off with this leg, change my angle as I bring my hands up to protect, and fire it in there with my power leg. So I'm here. I'm here. Notice how the hands come up to protect. Okay? I don't just go and leave my hands down. I want them up here where they protect. Okay? Alright. That's a little bit about the hook kick. The next kick we're going to show you is the back kick. Okay, this kick is probably a little bit more difficult to develop. But what I'm doing, I'm kicking closer. I'm kicking straight back into my opponent's rib solar plexus area. Come to this side. Okay? I'm going to kick straight back. So this is like, I'm standing here, I look, I see him out of the corner of my eye, I see him reach. Develop that peripheral vision, take in as much as you can. I see him reach, I feel the threat, I know he's there, boom, just kick straight back. Okay, so start again from just square. Okay, I see him coming in, boom, okay, just drop back, boom, and kick. See him coming, drop back and kick. Straight back now, don't go like that. Okay, just go straight from where the foot is, boom, into your target. Okay, another target for this would be the knee. Okay, see him coming in, boom, kick straight back into the knee. Boom, straight back into the knee. Okay, this kick takes a good bit of training to be effective with. Okay, the next kick we want to talk about is the stamp kick. Okay, stamp kick is executed to the instep or the toes. Okay, basically what we have here is just boom. Okay, I raise my leg just enough to get above the foot, and then I stamp down. Okay, over here, David. Once again, I raise my leg just enough to get above the foot, and I stamp down. This is also used like so. This is good for somebody who comes up and tries to get their arms around me like this. Boom, stamp right into that foot. Shoot the elbow in, okay? Get those things out of the way right away. Just right when they start to grab, stamp, elbow. Okay, from there, see where my fingers were? Right into the eyes. Remember I told you you could strike outward with the knee, right into the groin, hit him in the throat. He's on his way down. Okay. Another way that we can use this kick is what we call the oblique or cross stamp. Okay. On guard, which is where I come in like this. Okay, so from here, boom, come in there. I can also rake the shin either with this one or with the oblique. I can rake down the shin and stamp the instep. Very painful. Okay, the other variation of this kick is the actual oblique stamp kick, which comes into the shin or into the knee. It can be done, of course, just like all the kicks, it can be done with either leg. Over here. Okay? If I'm caught with my left side forward, boom, I can bring that boom right in there, or bam, right into the shin. Very painful. I can go boom, boom. So I can go right off of the kick to the knee. As his knee collapses, boom, I can stamp to the foot. Okay, so there we have boom, boom. Okay, two stamps. One to the knee, one to the foot. All right, I can go with the rear leg like so, and as his knee buckles from the strike, I can bring the lead leg side kick in, take him on down, finish it off. Okay? Thank you, David. All right. These are the basic strikes and the basic kicks that we're going to be working with in this video. I hope you like what you're seeing so far. Like I said, we're concentrating on things that are practical, things that are simple, and things that are direct. Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what we call impact training, which is designed to get you acquainted with what it feels like to actually hit or kick something. Okay, now we're going to go into an area that we call impact training. This is where you train to develop the accuracy, the focus, the power in these techniques that I showed you previously. Okay, we're going to start out with a finger jab. David's going to come in. The equipment that we've chosen for this is what we refer to as a focus glove. It is a padded glove that you can use to strike with just about any strike that you wish to develop. Okay, the first strike that we're going to work on is the Bill G. Okay, David's going to put a glove out here and he's going to give it a slight backward slant. Okay, that way it conforms to meet my hand when I come in with the strike. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to loosely shoot this out there, right into the finger jab. Okay, so I just shoot it out there and go right into the finger jab, impact the glove, and retract. Sometimes I'm in a stance, sometimes I'm just standing here and I just whip it out. Sometimes I may square up, shoot out from there. Notice whatever happens though, the rear hand maintains a guard position. I don't just let it drop. Okay? Okay? That's the Bill G, or finger jab. There's not much other ways to train this. If your partner has some eye protection, some thick goggles, you can actually practice striking at the eyes. because he has the goggles on, you don't have to worry about injuring the eyes, okay? But we're doing everything with focus gloves simply because focus gloves are easily accessible to just about anyone. If you don't have access to focus gloves and you would like to acquire some, get in touch with me and I'll be glad to help you out. Okay, we're going to go to the claw now. I'm going to use this glove to turn it at an angle. And I'm going to work a downward claw coming into the glove like so. Notice how this follows through. Okay? Now, when the claw goes out, the other hand goes up to protect. Okay? Now watch this. Okay? 3 claws. 1, 2, 3. Against an opponent, that would be 1, 2, 3. Okay? Okay? Then I may want to work it from this position. I may want to just come out like that with it. Okay? Then I may want to take it down here and work on claw coming in toward the groin. Okay? These focus gloves have a harder impact surface. There are other types of focus gloves that you can acquire that are a softer foam. They'll probably be better for your purposes. Okay, the next thing we're going to cover is the palm slap. Okay, we're going to work this as if I were striking to the jaw or to the ear or to the nose. First of all, so from the on guard position, just put it out there. Okay, then work it sometimes just from a standing position, just natural, just, okay, just bring it out and around. Notice once again, the rear hand comes up to cover. Let you see that from the other side. Okay, from here, okay, I can also work it to the groin. Okay, that's the basic palm slap against the focus glove. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about against the focus glove is the hammer fist. Okay, it's somewhat hard to train the hammer fist against the focus glove, but we're gonna give it a shot here. Okay, what David's going to do, he's going to position himself like this so that this glove gives backup for this one, and I'm just going to hammer in and come back out as if I were striking to the jaw or to the nose. Okay, so that's the hammer fist delivered high. Then we can take it like this, and you can just train like so. Now this would be if I kick my opponent in the groin and he bends over from the impact right to the base of the skull with the hammer fist. Like so. Okay, so once again, target for that right here. Or you can retract it like so. Sometimes it's good to train for immediate retraction. Sometimes it's good to train to follow through. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about the elbow. Okay, I'm going to bring the target up here. Okay, now I can just fire in here like so. But when I do this, I don't really feel that much because this is a very light target and the elbow is a very heavy hitting strike. Okay, so a lot of times what I like to do is trap the glove with my other hand and make it so that it's similar to if I trap the head and drive the elbow in. You can also self-train with a focus glove. I can put a focus glove on this hand and just fire away. Put one on this hand and just fire away with the elbow. You can also train your headbutt on the focus glove, like so. Grab, headbutt. Okay. Just grab as if you're grabbing the head, headbutt. Might want to practice that thumb right into the headbutt, right into the elbow. So we have thumb rake, headbutt, elbow. Thumb rake, headbutt, elbow. Thumb rake, headbutt, elbow. Okay? Now, I can train the backward elbow by getting my partner to hold the focus glove approximately solar plexus height. Okay? Fire straight back. I can train a downward elbow by getting my partner to hold here. And I come up. And simply drop down on my target. I can train an upward elbow here. Like so. Trap, come right up and into the target with my elbow. Okay. The knee strikes. I can go with an angular knee strike. Okay, like so. I can go with a vertical knee strike. Like so. Okay? Now we're going to talk a little bit about kicks. Start off with a straight kick, kicking about groin high. It's best whenever possible to try to get a slight step before you execute the kick. You know, step, slide the rear foot up, and kick. Okay? That's the basic straight kick. For the side kick, your partner will stand sideways, hold the glove about hip to waist high, okay? And you're just going to come in and kick. Just come in and kick. Okay, now, when you're working the side kick against the focus gloves, it just doesn't really feel like there's anything there. Simply because the side kick is such a heavy impacting kick and the focus glove is such a light target. You feel like you're almost going to throw your leg out just from trying to fire the kicks. Okay. It's often best to work a side kick against a kicking shield or what we call a floor bag, because that's something that's got a little bit more substance to it. Your partner can put a little bit more weight behind it, and it makes for a more effective target. Okay, now we go to the hook kick. Knee high. Groin high. Finally, rib solar plexus high. Okay, that's the hook kick. The back kick is a bit more difficult to train. That requires double glove position like so. I'm going to sight and kick straight back. So I'm standing, use my peripheral vision, sight and kick straight back. I can also do this with my right leg. Sight, kick straight back. As you can see, that's a pretty powerful kick. Very damaging if you learn it well. Okay, the stamp kick is virtually impossible to work with a focus glove. You put the glove on the floor and stamp on it if you want to, okay? But it's hard to train a stamp kick because all you're doing is just raising and stamping down. For the oblique kick, okay, he's going to use one arm as a backup for the other one to give me a little bit of resistance, okay? So when I come in with it, I've got a little bit of resistance to work against. Like so. On the other side. A little bit lower. Concentrate on practical targets, such as the knee. Okay. Thank you, Dave. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what we call the interception. Jeet means way of the intercepting fist. Intercepting is a very important part of our training, as you'll soon see. Here we're going to talk a little bit about what we call interception. Okay, I have essentially two choices for my interception. I can either use my lead leg or I can use my lead hand, or my power leg or my power hand, if you prefer. Okay, David's going to join me now. First of all, we're going to show you a little drill that we use to train the lead leg to intercept any intention on the opponent's part to attack. Now this drill can be very useful to you as women, because what you want to do is to train yourselves to react as quickly as possible to any aggressive movement on the part of an attacker. Okay, so what David's going to do, he's just going to stand here Then all at once out of the blue, he's just going to either step forward with his right leg or step forward with his left leg. My job is to intercept with my right leg, my power leg, the leg that steps forward at the knee as quickly as possible. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to show you just standing natural. And when David starts to move, I'm just going to intercept the leg that comes at me. Okay, some of the important things to remember about this drill. Focus on this central focus point. I talked to you about that earlier. Right here, solar plexus. Focus on that, take in everything. Remember, the knees are 2 of the 5 secondary focus points. So, focus on that central focus point and take in the knees. Okay, this time I'm going to go from a fighting stance. So, David, once again, is going to come in either with the right leg or the left leg. I have to decide which is coming at me and intercept it at the earliest possible moment. Notice while I'm doing this, my hands are up. I don't allow my hands to drop. You want to keep them up and on guard. Okay, now I'm going to show you a drill for the hand interception. Okay, go left lead. Okay, David's going to hold the glove back. All at once he's going to start moving toward me with the glove, just like that, from here to here. He's just going to extend his arm. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is pick it up. As soon as it starts to move, he's going to move the glove very slowly, okay? I'm going to pick it up. As soon as it starts to move, I'm going to put a bill Jeet or finger jab into the glove. The idea is for me to accept the glove, or intercept the glove with my arm almost fully extended. Okay? So when he comes in, I want to be here, not here. If I don't get it to right here, something's wrong. I should pick it up very early in the game, right here. Like so. That's a drill that you can do to train the hand to intercept. Okay, take off the glove. Alright, now I'm going to show you what we call the four-corner lentil dadar movements. Lentil dadar is simultaneous attack and defense, or simultaneous defense and attack. Okay. We have 4 basic upper body corners. David? Spread. Okay. I'm going to use David here to explain these 4 corners. Okay. Here, you see the central focus point, the solar plexus. Okay, now I'm going to put a line here Now this is going to be the dividing line between the high line and the low line, right here. Then I'm going to come straight down the center. This is the center line. This is going to divide the inside and the outside. Okay, now David is in a right lead, which he is now. This is the outside portion of his stance. This is the inside portion of his stance. Okay? So, if an attack comes in to this area right here, this is what we call an outside high attack. And if an attack comes in to this area right here, this is what we call an outside low attack. If an attack comes in to this area right here, this is an inside high attack. If an attack comes in to this area right here, this is an inside low attack. Okay, so we have outside high, outside low, inside high, inside low. All right, now, this gives us something that we can use to gauge where an attack is coming and respond to it very quickly. Okay, David's going to stand square so that he doesn't have greater reach with either side. Okay, now he's going to demonstrate a hooking or curved line attack coming to my inside high corner. Okay, I'll demonstrate a defense that would be effective for you to use against such an attack. Okay? Notice earlier we were developing the response. When the bilge goes out, the hand comes up, like so. Okay? This is an example of why we do that. Okay? I can defend my inside high corner. Okay? Now, what if he attacks with this hand? Okay, now I go here. Okay? Now, what if he attacks to the inside low corner? Now I go here. I just drop down on it, like so. Finger jab to the eyes. Okay, what if he attacks to my outside low corner? Demonstrate. There's the attack coming in. Okay, for my defense. I drop my lead hand on it, just cut down, fire my rear hand into the eyes with the bilge or finger jab. Okay, normally we prefer to do all of our striking with our lead hand. But remember, I'm trying to show you things here that are effective for you, okay? Things that will work for you. All right, normally against an outside high line attack, my counter would be here. But most women that I've worked with have explained to me a feeling of weakness at this point. They said they don't feel like they can stop this. Okay, so instead of this, we're going with this. Okay, so your movement will be here. This movement has a little bit more power to stop the incoming attack. Okay? Of course, one option that you always have open to you against an attack like one of these will be to just lean back and kick. Okay? And that would probably be a more practical thing for you to do. But then we go back to our interception earlier. See, I can also use that interception when he starts to step and throw a punch. He starts to step and throw a punch, boom. I intercept the leg that comes in, boom. Okay? At the earliest possible moment. That's what an interception is about, getting there at the earliest possible moment. So once again, those four Menso Dadar movements were 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Notice I'm using the finger jab as my strike. I'm keeping the hand open. I'm just dropping down or chopping out to stop the incoming blow. Okay. This is what we call four-corner Linseal Dar. Okay, now we're going to talk about what I call special techniques. These are the things that you use in certain situations that you normally wouldn't get a chance to use. These techniques are the knuckle grind, the skin pinch, the bite, and the hair pull. Okay, start off with the knuckle grind. If someone grabs your hand or wrist forcefully and they don't seem to want to let go, first of all, I would say your first line would be to shoot a finger jab into the eyes. Okay, just shoot a finger jab right into the eyes. Okay, another thing that's available to you, take your middle knuckle, allow it to protrude like this, reinforce it with the thumb, put it right in the back of their hand and just grind it in there. They will let go. Okay? They will let go. Now, the most common use of this is when somebody comes up from behind and gets you in a bear hug type movement. And a lot of people say, I feel real helpless here, I feel I can't get away. Especially if they've got a real tight grip on you. Okay, just bring that hand up there, just put that knuckle into the back of the hand and just grind it in there. Okay, now this brings us to the next thing, the skin pinch. I can reach back to the lead leg thigh of my opponent and just grab me some skin and pinch. That area, the front of the thigh, is a very painful area to pinch. So you grab and you pinch and they'll let go. Okay? Another option that you have here is to combine the two. Grind and pinch, and then stamp and elbow and finger jab, back kick, and you're out of there. Okay? So you see how one thing just flowed right into the next. But this knuckle grind is a very painful technique. Take the knuckle, back of the hand, grind it right in there. Just grind it right in there. Okay? Very painful, and will make somebody let go. If you're in a situation where you're sitting down, say you're in a restaurant or on a bus, on a plane, on a train, in a car, some guy decides to, let's say, put his hand on your leg. That's a good way to get him off real quick. Just grind it in there. Grind that knuckle into the back of his hand. He'll move his hand very quick. He'll be thinking about the pain. And at that time, you be thinking about your follow-up, what you're going to do from there, where you're going to go from there. Okay. Anytime that you can, in a self-defense situation, do not, I repeat, do not exclude the possibility of biting someone. Okay? Somebody tries to grab you or get some type of hold on you. If you have the opportunity to bite anything that you can, bite fast and bite hard. Okay? This is a good way to get a release. This puts the opponent, the attacker, in pain, and it really gives you an advantage for a moment there. Okay, so do not rule out the possibility of having to bite someone. Okay, hair pulling. Provided that your opponent has enough hair for you to pull. I mean, if it's a bald-headed guy, or if he looks like he's wearing a toupee or something like that, forget it. But if the guy's got a real head of hair, grab it and use it any way you can to your advantage. Grab onto his hair, pull him down into a knee smash. Grab onto his hair, put your hand on his chin, torque his neck around. Just grab onto his hair, use it to off-balance him. Anything you can do using that hair, go for it. You might want to grab the hair and pull him into an elbow. Okay? You might want to grab the hair. Let's say somebody comes up from the front and tries tries to bear hug you from the front. Okay, a guy thinks he's got a pretty good position here against a female. If you can reach around, pull his hair back like this, see, that puts him in a lot of pain right there. David's like me. He keeps his hair cut real short so people can't grab his hair. But if I can bring him back like this, then I can bite him right in the throat. Okay? Very painful. They may think you're a vampire or something like that, but at least it'll buy you a little bit of time there. Other things that are available to you at that point are the knee smash or palm smash to the groin, or you could claw the groin or strike the groin. Okay? Now, if he comes up and grabs me like that, I reach back, grab a head full of hair, pull his head back. Okay? If he starts to release at this point, I can drive my elbow right into his throat. If he insists on still holding on, I can use a skin pinch right here. That's very painful. Right above the waist, just to the side of the kidney, just grab it and just pinch. Very painful. Okay, that's another skin pinch that you can use to your advantage. Okay? So, these special techniques, the knuckle grind, the skin pinch, the bite, and the hair pull can all be very useful in certain situations. Do not, under any circumstances, rule them out. Okay. So, when we come back, we're going to talk about defenses against being grabbed. We're going to talk about defenses against specific situations that you may encounter in a street conflict. Up until this point, we've pretty much talked about specific ideas, principles, theories, and the basic mechanics of certain techniques. We have not, however, covered how techniques would be used in certain situations. Keep in mind that I cannot by any means cover everything in a single take. Possibilities of me even being able to cover everything, period, would be very slim, because there's so many situations that can happen. The best thing for you to do is just to train with as much versatility as possible so that you're prepared to meet almost any situation. Okay, we're going to show you some uses of some of these techniques that you've already seen in the tape, and we're going to start off with some defenses against grab. What if somebody comes up and grabs your arm? What if somebody grabs both of your arms? What if somebody tries to come up and grab your shirt, your coat, your jacket, whatever? What if someone comes up and tries to choke you? All these are going to fall into this category, defense against grabs. Okay, now David's going to join me. And we're going to start off with some basic responses to just simple grabs. Like if I'm standing here and he comes up and grabs my wrist, I'm going to turn and finger jab right to the eyes, okay? Turn and finger jab right to the eyes. Okay, now watch this. This time he grabs and he reaches for me or starts to strike with his rear hand. Okay, I don't want to try to pull away, okay, because then I'm just adding fuel to the fire. What I want to do at that point, I want to go in, okay, and headbutt him right in the nose, okay? So he starts in, I come in and just headbutt him right in the nose, okay? Now, another thing that could occur here, he comes up and grabs, he starts to punch, okay? I can come across here and check this and then cut right into turning headbutt. So like this is, I can cut right into the side of the neck, okay? So he comes in and grabs, starts to hit, parry, cut right into the neck. Okay? Now, notice I said earlier that some people don't feel comfortable trying to parry across like this against a punch. They don't feel that it's strong enough. Okay. But that's just an idea, that's just something that you could do in that situation. Okay, once again, he comes up, he grabs. Okay, now this time, I'm going to use a human sow or circling wrist to break the grip. He grabs, I finger jab, human sow, palm smash, or palm hook, palm slap, right into the side of the face. Let's look at that from the other side. He comes up, he grabs. I finger jab. I hue and sow, break the grip, palm slap, right into the face. He comes up and grabs. I finger jab, hue and sow, break the grip, palm slap, right into the face. Okay, this hue and sow movement is very simple. Just like that. Some women that I've taught in the past, they were like, okay, we're not as strong as most men, so how can we break a grip? Okay, with this movement, it's not that difficult. And the idea is not to let him come up and stand there and have plenty of time to develop a good solid grip. As soon as he grabs, you want to be working on getting out of it. So he comes in, he grabs, okay, right there. Notice the palm slap just comes right in. Okay, now from here, trap the head, elbow smash, coming right in. Inner elbow hit, coming right into the side of the head. Okay. He comes up and grabs this arm, starts to punch. Parry, finger jab, groin kick. He comes up and grabs, starts to punch. Okay, block it here. Come right into this muscle on the inside of the arm here. Okay, he comes up and grabs, starts to punch. Check, finger jab, groin kick. Okay? What if he comes up and tries to reach for my throat? Okay, once again, he comes up, tries to reach for my throat. Parry outward first. Okay? Parry outward. Thumbs to the eyes. Rake. Headbutt. Elbow. Knee smash to the groin. Another elbow coming right into the side of the head. Okay, he comes in. Okay? Got a little overzealous there. He comes in. Parry. Okay, first thing, don't let him come in and get that. Okay? If he's gotten this far, you want to wear it. Okay? But if he does come in and get all the way there, you can't grab his arms and try to wrestle with him or try to pull away. Kick him right in the groin. Okay? He comes in and grabs. Bring your hands up to the inside or to the outside. Hook him over. Kick him right in the groin. Usually when you kick him in the groin, the reaction is to kind of go in and to bend forward just a little bit. So he comes in. Now look where it is. Elbow coming right across. Okay? He grabs. Check. Kick. Now the reason I put my hands up here, again, that's to have a sensor on these arms. Okay, back up again. That's to have a sensor on these arms. And I feel right where they are, and I can control them while I fire the kick to the groin. Right off of that, he should loosen up a little bit from that point. From there comes the elbow. Okay? Again. Okay, watch this. He comes in, kick to the groin. As he bends forward, claw right in. Cut right into the neck. Palm smash. Down he goes. Okay? He comes in. Check. Kick. Finger jab. Chop. Palm. Check. Kick. Finger jab. Chop. Palm. Okay, and of course after this, get away. Run away. He comes in. He starts to grab. Parry him to the side. Okay? Parry him to the side. Palm slap right into the nose. Okay, now you're probably saying, all right, I've paired him to the side, I've angled off, I've nailed him with a palm slap to the nose. Where do I go from here? Okay, look where the throat is. When I drive this back, I cut or chop right into the throat. Okay? Then I use the knee to that sciatic nerve that we talked about earlier. And then comes another elbow. Okay, so I'm parry, palm smash, cut, knee, elbow. Parry, palm smash, cut, knee, elbow. Now notice how it flows. Watch it from the other side. Parry, palm, cut, knee, elbow. Parry, palm, cut, knee, elbow. Okay? This time when he comes in, move over, angle off, check, and finger jab at the same time. Knee smash to the solar plexus. Okay? Check, finger jab. Now grab the arm closest to you, control the head, drive a knee smash into the solar plexus, step down from there, drive another knee smash into the groin. Here, okay, pull, knee smash, okay? Finger jab, pull, knee smash, See it from the other side. Angle off, finger jab, pull, knee smash step, knee smash. Okay? Now, this time, when he comes in, parry, check, elbow. Parry, check, elbow. Parry, check, elbow. Come across with another elbow. Okay, that time, parry, check, slap, cut, slap, elbow. Parry, elbow, elbow, claw, chop. Parry, elbow, elbow, claw, chop. Okay? This open hand chopping movement always works really well when you fire it right into the throat. Okay? It's a very effective movement. Okay. Now, let's look at some of these other situations, like what if he comes up and grabs me from behind? Okay. Now, from here I've got to do something quick. One thing I could do is a backward headbutt right into the nose. Okay? I've got the knuckle grind that I can put into the knuckle. Okay? I can stamp the foot. I can use my rear end to smash into the groin. Just about everything can become a weapon. Okay, as soon as I break his grip with one or more of these moves, I fire an elbow directly back into the solar plexus. I continue through with a finger jab to the eyes. Okay, so he comes up. Okay, boom, 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 boom. I can kick if I want to, then I'm out of there. Okay. Let's say that he grabs me around here, like this. Okay, now, this is much better than what he had before. I can really do a lot with this. This gives me something to work with here. First of all, I can really work on grinding that hand. I can stamp, okay? I can kick back straight into the shin, like that with my heel. That's very painful. But as soon as I start to grind and I feel the grip loosen, turn, and elbow. Just about tear the head off of that. Okay, he comes up. Grind, turn, elbow. Okay? Grind, turn, elbow. Now, groin, palm, whatever. Okay? All kinds of things can happen. Okay, let's say that I pick up on his first show of aggression real quickly, and I can intercept him by finger jab in the eyes. Okay? That's like the ultimate, just finger jab the eyes. Okay? From there you can do almost anything you want to. Okay. He starts in, I step back, side kick, kick, elbow. Step back, side kick, hook kick, elbow. Okay? I step back, side kick, hook kick, knee smash, elbow. Side kick, hook kick, knee smash, elbow. Okay? Parry. Palm smash right into the nose. Cut. Cut again. Okay? A good thing about these open hand cutting type moves is that you can fire them in there very quickly and very fast. Very good movements. Okay. Specific situations that you may encounter. The person may step in and try to throw a hook punch at you or something like that. Right when he comes in, what you want to do is just intercept. Okay? All I did, I checked and I shot a finger jab into the eyes. Okay, now, what you're probably thinking at this point, sure, you can do that, you're a guy. You can stop that punch when it comes in. The idea is to strike the eyes at the same time, or maybe even just before you meet their incoming attack with your arm. Okay? So when he comes in, when I strike the eyes, that immediately takes the sting out of the punch. He's not going to feel too cool about that punch anymore once I strike those eyes. Okay, another thing I can do against that situation is drive that web hand strike straight into the throat. Very painful, very quick. Okay. Boom. Hook kick the groin. Pop, pop, pop. The three claw movement that I showed you earlier. Finger jab. Palm smash. Knee to the sciatic nerve. Cut. Okay. He comes in. Duck. Fire the palm into the groin. Elbow right into the kidney. Knee smash to the sciatic nerve. Okay. That'd be another thing that you could do. Okay, notice that we get kind of creative here. That's good. The more creative you can be with these particular drills, the better off you are. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now, we're going to deal with various ways that I can counter his movements using only my feet. Okay? So, for those of you who like the idea of being able to kick, these are the moves that you'll probably like the best. Most women have very strong legs, okay? So that's one thing that you've definitely got going in your favor here. Okay. At the first sign of aggression, kick to the groin, or kick to the knee, or as he comes on in, side kick. Notice my side kick went to the solar plexus area at that time. Step back, bring your hands up. Remember what I said about bringing the hands up. Anytime you get in a conflict, bring the hands up. Bring the hands up. Hands up, cover yourself. Don't just leave your hands down. Don't just sort of lackadaisically fire a kick out there with your hands down. Get them up so you're ready to use them in some way, okay? So, this time when he comes in, I hook kick right into the groin. This time, rear leg hook right into the side at me. Okay? This time, I step away as if I'm going to run. Back up. I step away as if I'm going to run, and I back kick. Notice I still bring my hands up. He thinks he's got me. He thinks I'm scared. Boom. Kick comes up. Boom. Okay? Thinks he's got me. Thinks I'm scared. Boom. Kick comes up. Okay. By the same token, I could use that same principle to attack into the knee. Okay, like so. Alright. Those are just some specific kicks that you can use. Show you some other stuff on the other side here so you get a different view of it. Okay? Let's say that I'm standing here, facing you, and an opponent approaches in an aggressive manner from the side. Okay? Side kick, just boom. Straight into the solar plexus, boom. Straight into the knee. Okay? Step off. Hook kick. Right into the solar plexus. Step off. Hook kick. Right into the solar plexus. Once again. Now we have the hands. Bring the hands up for defense while you fire the kick. Okay? Standing square. Comes in, boom. Intercept there, or there. Okay? So I can go knee or groin. Okay? Some people like the groin, the straight kick to the groin as an interception, because sometimes you can't decide which leg's coming at you, but the groin's right there no matter what. And you can track the groin as it comes in and just fire the kick. Okay? Alright. Let me go over some things briefly again. Try to intercept at the earliest possible moment with either a finger jab to the eyes or some kind of kick to the knee. Okay? That's your first line of defense. Finger jab to the eyes, kick to the knee. If they grab you, strike immediately. He grabs, strike immediately with a finger jab to the eyes, or try to get off some kind of quick strike to the groin or to the throat. Another technique that's very effective, he comes up and he grabs this arm, palm smash right to the nose. Just bring the palm in like that, right into the nose. Just smash the nose. And one thing you have to consider is when you palm smash the nose, you drive the head back, which exposes the throat with that cutting palm or that chop. Okay, so he starts in on me, boom, smash the nose, cut right into the throat. Palm smash the groin. Nose smash, cut, palm, right into the groin. Smash the nose, chop, groin smash. Nose, chop, groin smash. Like so. The key element here being, don't be caught off guard. When he comes in, don't still be standing there looking at him in a panic when he gets this close, unless you're planning to do something like this. comes in, act like you're scared, and then headbutt him right in the nose. You'd be surprised. Not near as much as he will be though. Okay, he comes in, he grabs, act like you're going to try to get away. Use that pull, use that momentum to switch it up, and drive your head right into his nose. Okay, from there, bam, right into the groin. Finger jab the eyes, cut to the throat with the chop, whatever you have to do. Okay. Remember also at that range, parry. Don't let him grab you if possible. Parry him out, thumb gouge to the eyes, headbutt, elbow, trap, elbow. Okay, so he comes in. Okay, like that. All right, I think you get the idea. Thank you, baby. As I said earlier, it's very hard to do a lot of different things in a tape like this without getting just really, really far off base and losing track of the point that we're trying to get across here. The important point is not to get caught off guard. Most of the time when a street attack occurs, the person who is attacked is completely unaware. Completely unaware. Off in another world, thinking about something, not concentrating on their surroundings, no awareness whatsoever. So, the first thing, the most important thing, is to be aware. Don't let a person approach you without you knowing that they're approaching. When you're in a room with a large group of people, look around the room. I'm not saying be paranoid, I'm just saying look around the room. See who could be a potential threat. Analyze the threat. Decide on a course of action in case something were to happen, and you're that much ahead of the game. Okay? Whenever an attack does occur, do not panic. Maintain cool, calm, relaxed control. Exert force only when you need to. Conserve your strength for the attack. When you do get your chance to strike, vital targets only, nothing wasted. Eyes, throat, groin, nose, solar plexus, knees. These are the things that you're going for. So when the situation occurs, when the time comes, make the most of what you've got. Take them out, get out of there. That's the next thing. You want to leave. You want to be gone. Don't stay around. Okay? If there's anything in this tape that we didn't cover that you would have liked to have seen, maybe you'll get the chance to participate in a seminar sometime, and you can ask me a question, and I can answer that question face to face and show you how a certain technique would work, or show you how to defend against a certain movement. We've just tried to do the best that we can to give you an overall picture of just some basic self-defense and the strikes that will work for women in a street attack situation. Okay, as you probably know, I'm the Executive Director of the United States Jeet Kune Alliance. Anyone who is seriously interested in the preservation, perpetuation of Bruce Lee's fighting method, more than willing to have you as a member. If you would like to join, write to me, Seafood Lamar and Davis II at 267 West Valley Avenue, suite number 223, Birmingham, Alabama, zip code 35209. I'll be glad to send you an application for membership, as well as information on other videos in this series and videos in other series that we have available. We hope you've enjoyed this tape. David and I have enjoyed bringing it to you, and we hope to see you again in another vlog. Thank you.